Good day, everyone! We are here to discuss our topic about simple machines. But before that, let me introduce first my group members. We are Capara Ramjay, researcher and reporter. Chavaria, Jude, the recorder, researcher, and reporter. Reynoso, Jubeli, the manager, and also the researcher and reporter of the group. And yours truly, Gamad, Quennie Mae, director, researcher, and reporter of this group. And we are Group 8. The desired learning outcomes of this topic: learners should be able to identify and classify concepts in physics, construct concept maps and concept webs to develop conceptual learning, describe the rule of generalization in studying science concepts, and lastly, to practice helpful habits and safety uses of simple machines. These are the learning outcomes of this topic. The simple machines. Do you know what simple machines is? Wow, very good! It's not hard for you to follow our video lesson because you know already what is simple machines means. So, are you excited to listen? So come on, listen carefully and watch it. What do you use when you want to cut the paper, open a bottle, or slice a piece of fruits? How do materials you use help you? When you cut or slide fruits and vegetables, or even open a can or bottle of soft drinks, you use simple machine. Everyone uses simple machine every day. Schools, industry, and businesses use a simple machine. Clinics, hospitals, and laboratories use machines to serve people. Cars, ships, and airplanes use machine to transport people in cost over great distance. It is difficult working without machines. Machines, whether it is powered by engine or powered by people, it always make working tasks easier. See how great we are? Because through machines, our task was quickly accomplished. These are the kinds of simple machine. 1. Inclined plane. 2. The wedge. And 3. The screw. And 4. Wheel and axle. And 5. Pulley. And 6. The lever. Those are the kinds of simple machine. You can cut a paper perfectly using a pair of scissors. You can join easily the two-wooden plank using hammer and nails. Scissors and hammer and nails are examples of simple machines. What are simple machines? What are their parts? How do machines actually help us? Those are the questions that we're going to answer. Machines are used to transfer energy, multiple speed, and change the direction of the force.
Simple machines do work in one movement or a one type of working easing device. Simple machine is any of several devices with few or no moving parts that are used to modify motion and magnitude of a force in order to perform a work. They are the simplest mechanism known that can be used leverage for mechanical advantage to increase force.
Machines can be classified as simple machines and compound or complex machine. In simple machine, there are 6 kinds. Those are inclined plane, wedge, screw, wheel and axle, lever, and pulley. While in compound machines, we have here the examples: wheelbarrow, escalator, clippers, bulldozer, crane, and pencil sharpener. Those are the examples of compound machines.
Complex machines are also called compound machines. 2 or more simple machines work together to form a complex machine. Compound machines can do more difficult jobs than a simple machines alone. A pair of scissors is a prominent example of complex machines. It is made of 2 simple machines, namely a wedge and a lever. The blades of the scissors are wedge-shaped, whereas the handles of the scissors act as the first-class lever. A wheelbarrow is a combination of 3 simple machines, namely an inclined plane, a wheel, axle combination, and a lever. The container of the wheelbarrow is an inclined plane that helps store the load easily. The handles of the wheelbarrow act as levers, allowing the user to lift the load easily. A can opener comprises 4 simple machines, namely lever, gear, wheel and axle, and wedge. The arms of the can opener act as 2 levers that help to grip and open the can. The cutter attached to the mouth of the opener is a wedge that helps the machine pierce right through the metallic body of the can. A clipper is made up of 2 simple machines, a wedge and a lever. The handles of the clipper act as the first-class lever simple machine, whereas the blades of the clipper are an example of a wedge simple machine.
We have 6 kinds of simple machine. Number 1. Inclined plane. An object placed on a tilted surface will often slide down the surface. The rate at which the object slides down the surface is dependent upon how tilted the surface is. The greater the tilt of the surface, the faster the rate at which the object will slide down it. In physics, a tilted surface is called an inclined plane. It is used in rising and lowering load. Look at the given picture. It stated that the lesser the angle of the inclined plane, the longer the distance and the lesser the effort needed. Examples: Number 1, wheelchair ramp. Number 2, stairway. Number 3, slide. Wedger is a double inclined plane that is sharpened to an end. It can be used to cut, lift, and hold an object. Used in separating objects like cutting, lifting up an object, hold an object in place. Remember, the thinner wedge is, the less effort is needed to cut an object. Examples: cutter, knife, axe, wooden wedge, and zipper. Number 2, screw. A screw is a mechanism that converts rotational motion to a linear motion and the torque rotational force to a linear force. It is another modified inclined plane used to wrap a cylinder. Parts of the screw: thread, A screw thread is defined as a ridge of uniform section in the form of a helix on either the external or internal surface of a cylinder. The pitch is the distance from a point on the screw thread to a corresponding point on the next thread measured parallel to the axis. The screw is used to secure an object in place by spinning or twisting the screw. Examples: bolt and nut, screw, Bob's base and socket. Number 4. Wheel and axle. The assembly formed by two discs of different diameters mounted so that they can rotate together around the same axis. According to their definition, wheel is a circular frame of hard material that may be solid, partly solid, or spoke, and that is capable of turning on an axle. While an axle is a rod or shaft that rotates the wheel and supports the weight of your vehicle. To move the load of the axle, the user needs to apply the effort to the larger outer wheel. Examples: Ferris wheel, wheelchair, and skateboard. Number 5. Pulley. It is modified wheel and axle used to lift loads, apply forces, and transmit power. A pulley may have a groove or grooves between flanges around its circumference to locate the cable or belt. A rope and pulley system that is a block and tackle is characterized by the use of a single continuous rope to transmit a tension force around one or more pulleys to lift or move a load. The rope may be a light line or a strong cable. A pulley is a wheel on an axle or shaft that is designed to support movement and change of direction of a taut cable or belt, or transfer of power between the shaft and cable or belt. Kinds of pulley. Number 1. Fixed pulley. It is a hung, making the pulley and wheel stationary in position. It is usually seen in flagpoles or the parts of the wheel. Number 2. Movable pulley. The entire wheel and axle of the pulley travels along the rope. The example is zip line. Number 3. Block and tackle. It is a combination of fixed and movable pulley. The fixed pulley pulls the movable pulley. It is usually used in construction areas for lifting heavy metals and heavy loads. Number 6. Lever. It is composed of a straight or bent rigid bar that is free to turn in a part known as a fulcrum. It is a simple machine that you easily find anywhere. Parts of a lever: resistance, fulcrum, and effort. Resistance or load is a force that is being lifted by the effort. Effort is a force lifts the resistance. And the fulcrum is the fixed movable point where the rigid bar moves. Classes of levers. We have first class, second class, and third class. In the first class, we have seesaw, pliers, crowbar, and scissors. In the first class, the fulcrum is between the effort and the resistance. In the second class, we have stapler, nutcracker, wheelbarrow, and bottle opener. In the second class, the resistance lies at the middle of fulcrum and effort. In the third class, is like similar to a human forearm. The effort lies at the middle of fulcrum and resistance.
Helpful and safety habits to do about using of simple machines. 1. Never play with sharp and pointed tools. 2. When carrying sharp and pointed tools like knife, position the pointed edge downward. 3. Check the rope if it is in good condition before using a pulley. 4. Be sure that the axle is fastened safely and securely to the wheel before using it. 5. Keep away from places where heavy loads are being lifted by pulleys. 6. Do not leave any objects on stairways. 7. Be sure that any tool is in good condition before using it. 8. Always keep small children away when using a sharp tool. 9. When you are through using any tool, put it back in its proper place. 10. Check the rope if it is in good condition before using a pulley.
Issues, concerns, and acknowledgement. Imagine that you want the same amount of work to get done using this force. In this example, this means you still want the book to move from one side of the desk to the other, but you don't want to push as hard. If you use half as much force to push the book, then you will have to push the book twice as far to do the same amount of work. Or, you could use a simple machine to make up the difference in the force you are applying. It will explain that people often use simple machines to make work easier. It will also explain the students are going to try simple experiment with simple machines and then use those simple machines to solve challenges. Machines makes work easier by increasing mechanical advantages. Enter the example of mechanical advantages is using the claw of a hammer to remove a nail. A small force applied to the handle of the hammer produces a greater force of the claw end of the hammer, allowing for the removal of stubborn nails. Throughout history, humans have developed several devices to make work easier. The most notable of these are known as the 6 simple machines: the wheel and the axle, the lever, the inclined plane, the pulley, the screw, and the wedge. Although the latter 3 are just combinations or the extensions of the first 3. Because work is defined as force acting on an object in the direction of motion, a machine makes work easier to perform by the accomplishing one or more of the following. According to Jefferson Love, it will transferring a force from one place to another, changing the direction of a force, increasing the magnitude of a force, or increasing the distance or speed of a force. This information was created and posted by Jim Lucas, a contributing writer for Live Science. He covers physics, astronomy, and engineering.
References: Simple machine, definition, types, example, list and facts, Britannica 2001, retrieved from https://technology/simple machine. 10 compounds machine examples in everyday life, 2008, retrieved from https://studioguide.com/compound machine examples. What are the safety measures in using simple machines? 2010, retrieved from https://www.answer.com/q/what are the safety measures using simple machine. 6 simple machines making work easier. 2018, retrieved from https://livescience.com/49106 simple machine HTML. The Simple Machine by Sir G.C. Science 6K-12 2019, retrieved from https://yopaqtqveu Simple Machines 2021, retrieved from https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals d NEVQME8PG4 and T is equal to 24